From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Monday, December 15th. Well, the first 2 weeks of December have featured unseasonably cold conditions here in the mid-Atlantic states, but going forward here through the third week of December, I do have some good news for those of you longing for milder days. We are going to see a gradual moderating trend beginning tomorrow and continuing through at least Thursday. There'll be another shot of chillier air on Friday and Saturday, but it looks like it's going to pale in comparison to what we've been dealing with over the past 1 to 2 weeks. So without further ado, let me start by taking a look at the Canadian model for 1 p.m. on Thursday. And what you'll notice here is that there's yet another high pressure system in the western Atlantic, and we're going to be on the backside of that again on Thursday, much like we're going to be on Wednesday. So we're still going to have strong southerly flow present across the mid-Atlantic states. The European model is in good agreement with the Canadian, showing the exact same thing. So Thursday, much like Wednesday, is going to be fairly seasonable across southeastern PA with highs generally in the mid to perhaps upper 40s. You will notice there is a potent cold front that's going to be moving through the Midwest on Thursday, and that's actually going to traverse the Commonwealth from west to east on Thursday night. So we could have a period of fairly steady rain here on Thursday night. It's going to be a very mild night with that strong southerly flow ahead of the front. In fact, temperatures may even rise into the 50s for a few hours on Thursday night before tumbling back down into the 40s and even 30s again on Friday. But so right now I'm expecting a widespread ½ to 3/4 of an inch of rain from this system on Thursday night into Friday morning. However, I do expect most of that rain to have exited southeastern PA and pushed east of the 95 corridor by or just shortly after the morning commute on Friday. So wet roadways and windy conditions are going to be the main impacts for travel Friday morning. But there may even be a few rumbles of thunder here on Thursday night. I can't rule that out. I don't really expect any severe weather. We're not really in the time of year for that. And quite frankly, the atmosphere is just going to be too stable. But as far as some rumbles of thunder, yeah, you may hear that if you're up late or during the wee hours of the morning on Friday. But anyhow, behind that front, it's going to turn windy and sharply colder on Friday. Temperatures may still be in the mid 40s when the sun comes up on Friday morning, but we're going to notice that strong northwesterly flow directing much colder air from Canada back into the region by Friday afternoon. So after a morning high, like I said, in the 40s, temperatures probably will tumble into the 30s by Friday afternoon. Factor in those northwesterly winds of 15 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. And yeah, it's going to feel quite cold out there again Friday afternoon. Wind chills will be falling down through the 20s and perhaps even end up in the teens by late Friday afternoon. And also remember to keep a tight grip on the wheel on Friday and watch out for some blowing objects and minor debris on roadways due to those dangerously high crosswinds. But the good news is this is going to be a relatively short-lived high wind event. You'll notice the high pressure system there over the deep south. Well, that's going to shift into the southeast and Carolinas by the time we get into Saturday. So winds will already be back around to the southwest here on Saturday. Saturday looks like a relatively quiet, tranquil, and seasonable day with high temperatures in the mid-30s to perhaps 40 degrees. So a relatively seasonable start to the weekend leading up to Christmas week. The European model's also in good agreement on Saturday with the Canadian. You'll notice there's also another disturbance across southeastern Canada. That's going to move well to our north on Sunday. The Canadian model shows that low pressure system passing near the U.S.-Canadian border of northern New York. The European shows that low much farther north with a little bit stronger of a cold front sweeping through here on Sunday. But either way you slice it, it looks like a pretty pleasant day on Sunday with partly to mostly cloudy skies accompanying highs in the upper 40s. So significantly milder again than what we'll see on Saturday. Overall, a pretty nice weekend for travel before the start of Christmas week. So as we take a look at the medium range forecast, partly sunny, blustery, and turning sharply colder on Friday. High 46 in the morning, but again, temperatures will fall into the 30s Friday afternoon. Seasonable on Saturday with a mix of clouds and sun, high 38. Variably cloudy and milder on Sunday, high 48. And then looking forward into Monday, it looks like it's going to be another tranquil and fairly seasonable day, partly sunny and rather seasonable with highs around 40 degrees. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Tune back in next Monday for the latest edition. Until then, stay warm out there in the next 48 hours and then enjoy those warmer conditions during the rest of the week and upcoming weekend.